today I'm talking about her kryptonite. Her kryptonite. As you can recall from the story of Superman, he had all these superpowers, but it was just one thing from the planet Krypton that causes him to be weak, and that was kryptonite. The interesting thing is, once his enemies found out that kryptonite was his weakness, they used it against him. So what am I talking about? Her kryptonite. Her kryptonite is your ability to reject her on multiple levels. You see, you have to understand that women have placed themselves, along with society, on such a high pedestal that when you reject them in any kind of way, it takes them into a tailspin, because in reality, they are all insecure. I don't care how good she looks and what kind of body she has. Her kryptonite is, why did the guy reject me? What is it about me? Do I still have the looks? Is it my makeup? Is it my clothes? Is it my body? They are insecure. So your ability to reject them stirs up the emotions inside of them of insecurity. So a wise master knows when to eject just the right amount of rejection that cause her to go into a tailspin. See, you cannot allow her to become that comfortable that she thinks she has it all together. It is when you present the kryptonite to her, rejection, that she's reminded that she has more to do and more to work on. See, when you reject her, you open up the door for you to insert your ideas inside of her. You now embed your thoughts of her. Because remember, she thinks she's all of that and several bags of chips. But once you open up the bag of chips and realize that it's just air, just air, you realize that her kryptonite is your ability to reject her. Your ability to not return a text. Your ability to not return a call. Your ability to not do what she wants you to do. You send her into a tailspin. You must know that her kryptonite is your ability to reject her, even her request. I did a video years ago and I challenged the men. Are you man enough to tell her no? Are you man enough to tell her no? My challenge to you, even on this video, are you man enough to tell her no? Are you man enough to reject her, even though you've been with her for 20 years or 2 years? Can you reject her? Can you turn her down? Can you say, I am not ready? And the most damaging, if I was to use that word, rejection, is to reject her sexual advances. The first thing she's going to do It attacks your masculinity. You must not be man enough. It must be somebody else. Oh, the most classic one. Oh, you must be gay. But it's when you reject her sexuality or her sex. It's when you open the door for her to be compliant to how you want the sex. Oh, you must know her kryptonite. See, women think your kryptonite, and for some men it is what's between her legs. But I'm here to tell you, once you take that out of her hands, and she no longer can control you with what's between her legs, and you insert this kryptonite into the database by rejecting her on some level, she has no other way. Her mind begins to figure out a way, how do I get this man to comply with my requests? This is too much game I'm sharing right now. How do I get this man to comply to my requests? Every other man says yes. Why doesn't he say yes? It is when you get her into that headspace where she's jumping rope, running track in her mind, why you rejected her and why you are not like the other men, that she is now becoming more attached to you and figuring out ways to try to conquer you. Your kryptonite is your ability to reject her. And you reject her because you have a standard, a purpose, a destiny to fulfill. And if it does not line up to where you're going, you have to reject her. I dare you to insert this in a long-term relationship, because some guys do want to be in a long-term relationship. But are you going to reject her? Tell her no. No, change of plans. I'm not going that way. She's going to be mad as Hades. But that's what you want. Because now she's emotionally on a roller coaster. Please understand this. You do not use this kryptonite just to use it. Everything that you do must be strategic and purposeful. It is only then that you begin to see her crawl and scratch and claw to get your validation and your approval. It is only then where she fight to try to get control of you. Use your kryptonite wisely and watch her do things that she wouldn't do for the other guy. When you tell her no and you reject her, watch what happens. It's amazing that most guys have not graduated to this level where they can reject a woman and walk away and tell her, not today. She cannot handle that because she's used to men pandering to her and putting her on a pedestal. But I'm here to tell you that you must kryptonite and reject her. One of the key things in order for you to insert this is that you must have your mind correct, your mind right. And most guys don't have their minds right. You must realize, in order for this to work, this kryptonite to work, you must have your crown on. That's right, your crown. Your secret, invisible crown. What are you talking about, LDA? You must have your secret, invisible crown on. It is when you have that crown on, as a king, that you have the ability to reject and accept what goes on in your universe. You need to get that audio book and listen to it 7 times plus on the secret invisible crown. Next, you must realize that she longs for, on some deep level, to be rejected, because she's tired of men always doing what she wants them to do. She enjoys the challenge, and most guys have not offered her the challenge because they're always enamored and taken back by her kryptonite, which is between her legs. But once you take that away from her and begin to reject her, watch how the tables turn. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm going to leave some links at the bottom of this video. You need to get the audio book, The Secret Invisible Crown, and the course, The Signs Within You. You need to digest these things so that you can effectively use the kryptonite on anyone, even the woman you have been with for years. This is Lawrence D. Adams.